So this is the final part of turning a corner to corner, inside out from the center, inside out, corner to corner square. And here you have my square. This is the outside edge. Here's the other outside edge. I cannot go out any farther on the camera. Here's the outside edge here, and the other one over here. This is the original square that I started with before I started making it into a rectangle. And you can see I worked the colors 2 rows at a time, just like I did on the other video for 2 colors. I moved the yarn over more. And this end is done. I wanted, this is going to be a shawl, and I wanted this to be center back, the center of attention. And so I'm working off from both sides. This end is completed, and I chose to bring it even off the edges with the same color that I did the last rows with. I evened off the edges. Actually, I started from over here, because you work into the back of the row below to work them off. And I do it the same way I did on the video for the just doing it with one color. I showed how to do that, and it's the same exact process. So starting a new color is the same as on the other video where I showed how to do 2 colors. Same process where you're gonna be done with this, and we're going to be doing the navy. So we're gonna pull up the loop for the navy and bring the light blue over, do our chain up of 3, and then work over that navy, or work the navy over the light blue that we're carrying up. Okay, and you can just pull that in, but do not tug on your light blue because you want that to stay the right size. So we're going to bring up the light blue, and we're going to capture it in the slip stitch. And we're just going to let it hang there for a second and pull it over this way without doing any big tugging or anything like that. And bring it over. Now the white is here, and we're going to be using that after the navy, so we're going to bring it over and bring it into position so it'll be in the right place when we come back. So we're going to capture all of that in the first chain, do our chains, and make our block of 3 double crochets, and then we just bring the light blue up and capture it, and then we let it fall to the side. And at this point, I like to make my block and then you would put in whatever you use for a stitch marker that'll stay in. Put that in so that when you come back after you've finished row 1 of the navy and come back with row 2, when you get to this point, you need to know what to do to finish and bring these to where they need to be. So I will come back. Okay, so we are back to where the marker was, and we have the light blue where we placed it on the way, and we have the white where we placed it. And all we do when we come back on the second row of a color is basically bring up the other 2 colors. To do that, first we're going to make our slip stitch, and then we're just going to bring the light blue over and do our chain right around it, and then 2 and 3, and work our block right over both the chain 3 and the color. And then you can, it's not so much pulling on this as pulling these stitches into place, and that kind of does that. What you don't want to do is tug on this so that it ends up making that too small. Okay, and we do the same thing with the white. We bring it up, work our chain right over the white, and then work our block. Oh, come on, cooperate. Here we go. Okay, we are at the edge, so we will turn. And this is where your yarn gets all tangled up. So okay, we're going to turn, and we're going to do our join into the top of the chain 3 here. And work our slip stitches up into position. Go in. Oh, come on. Just need a little bit of yarn. Come on, cooperate. There we go. And again, we will bring the navy over. Bring the white over and pull up a loop, chain 3, and work our first block of the white right over all of that, just like we just did. Pull that in position. Trying not to tug that so that it tightens it up, dragging on the yarn. So we do the same thing all over again. We bring the navy up and capture it with the slip stitch, bring it over, bring the light blue over and make your chain. And then we work over all there. And again, we come up here do our slip stitch. Again, pull this into place. Bring the navy over out of the way, clip it down if you need to keep from working over it. And work a block. And place your marker to remind you when you come back. You can use whatever you use for markers. I like hair clips because they stay in place. So that will tell you when you come back that you need to bring the yarn up for each of those other colors. That's all you do when you do the second row of it. And here I will show you that in order to save time, I've been pretending that I was ending and decreasing, and so you can see how it would look if you want to continue with the pattern and do your decrease rows. That is how it would look as you come up to the point and work decreases instead of continuing up. And that's how it would look. You would continue making, what, probably 2 more color changes, something like that. Yeah, I think you'd probably end with the navy. That is how you turn the inside out corner to corner square, or the corner to corner done in the round. Turn that square into a rectangle and use 3 colors. Now you could probably do more colors than that, but I have not figured that out, because if you did that you would end up with having to figure out how far over to go to carry it up, so that it was like if you were doing 4 colors, you'd have to carry it over, because there would be 6 rows before you'd use a color again. So that would mean carrying it farther in and then working. Very complicated, and probably ending up tangling the yarn even more than it is with using 3 colors. But I think it's worth it. I think it's turned out to be very nice. And I really, really do like the results I'm getting from this.